What's up, guys? This is Mitch from IGN. I'm sitting here with Andrew Goldfarb.
Hey, Mitch.
Hi, Andrew. So, we're looking at Dead Space 3's weapon crafting today. Tell me everything you know about this.
Oh my god, I know nothing.
Okay, well, that's good, because what I'm going to do is give you a deep dive of the weapon crafting system. As you can see, there's a lot going on, lots of items, lots of lights flashing. It's very scary.
It is. Tell me
Dead Space tradition to be terrifying.
exactly. Like how is this different than Dead Space 2? I guess start off.
Dead Space 2, you traditionally, you would just have your weapons, right? Like, you would find a weapon on the ground, you would find a schematic, you would build it. Now you find items in the world, and you can start piecing them together to build new weapons. So what we have here is a normal plasma cutter. We have the upper tool, which is just your normal plasma core. So that shoots your plasma, your normal, 3-tipped plasma bolt. And then we have the rotator cuff module, the usual thing that lets you turn it 90 degrees. But we also have a lot more items here that we can tweak the output of the plasma cutter. So instead of, say, turning it 90 degrees, we can say, okay, this plasma cutter shoots horizontally, and it has on the lower tool, let's slap a military engine on there.
Oh wow, that sounds dangerous.
A military engine is no joke, Andrew, because this is your machine gun engine. As you can see, the little visual there, machine gun, very helpful. And this is all just visual representation to show you what it's going to be like before you take it into the field. So you always know what you're getting into. You're not building some weapon where you're like, I don't know what's going on here. And then when you have these upper and lower tools, you can only have 2 per frame. Right now we have a light frame, so that's a one-handed weapon. You can change the tips, which affects the output of the weapon. So here we have the default tip. That's your normal horizontal shot. If you have different pieces like your tungsten, semiconductor, scrap metal, just loot you find around the world, you can change how the weapon fires. So here it creates a wider plasma beam. With this compact directed ejection field, it creates a rapid fire plasma cutter beam.
It's a catchy name.
Right, yeah, it rolls off the tongue really nicely. And this just lets you fire a lot faster. This lets you fire in a wider burst, depending on your playstyle. It really accommodates new play styles as opposed to just horizontal vertical with your plasma cutter. You can shoot a wider array. You can get more arms, more legs in one shot.
And where am I finding these resources? They're just all over the environment?
Yeah, there's items you can find all over the place. You can craft them with random loot you find. You can sometimes just find military engines lying around the world, things like that. Secondly, you have the tool tips. So in our upper tool tip, which is our plasma core, let's go upper tool tip. We don't have any. Sorry, we looked at that. Let's go to lower tool tip. See how the military engine's affected. So our default is a rapid fire submachine gun. What do we have here? This is a compact directed ejection field again, which just turns it into a revolver.
Okay.
If this were a rifle, like a heavy two-handed weapon, this would turn this into a sniper rifle. You keeping up? You doing okay?
I am. No,
you look like you're processing a lot.
You're doing a pretty good job with this.
Okay.
I'm just sweating and shaking.
Yeah, you can't take it. So there's also a bunch of attachments you can stick on your guns. Some of them affect the cooperative multiplayer stuff. Affects like the stasis coating. So if I shoot somebody with my revolver round, it covers them in stasis. It slows them down. Safety guard prevents me from taking splash damage if I had a rocket launcher attached to this. Like you do with your pistols.
Of course.
Ammo sweeper just picks up nearby ammo, so you don't have to go scouting around and looting everything. So it's a lot of options you have with just a simple little, what was once a plasma cutter. You can affect it in a lot of interesting ways.
And how early, are you finding resources right from the get-go, or is this kind of stuff you obtain
almost
later?
Immediately, yeah. No, right now we're an hour into the campaign, and we're seeing all of this flexibility already. You can add you can have multiple attachments for each weapon, and then you have your upgrade circuits. Now on the upper tool circuits, this is our plasma cutter. Down here, this is our military engine. So if we have here, we add, let's say we want to change the rate of fire on the plasma cutter. Pow! Adds the rate of fire. So instead of nodes, which you would find around the world in Dead Space 1 and 2, now you just use these upgrade items. Pow. So now we're out. We don't have anything else. We could construct a new circuit, and we could add +1 plus rate of fire for reload, or +1 reload, +1 rate of fire, if we had the items to construct it, which we don't. These items are actually really scarce. They're not, especially the tungsten, that's really hard to come by, so you really do have to save up. You can't become overpowered very quickly, which was a lot of the people's worry. We're talking about Dead Space.
Are those the only 3 kind of resources that it has listed down there? The tungsten, the scrap metal, and the...
No, there are a lot more.
Okay.
But because this is such a simple loadout, and we're not very far, we don't have access to as many items. As you progress, you'll unlock more varied objects you can attach to your weapon and equip.
And that's what I was going to ask, how complicated do these get? Oh, look,
you got 2 achievements.
Wow.
We did well. Nice.
It's explain this to Andrew Goldfarb.
Right, yeah, that's my favorite achievement of all time. So, what was your question?
Just how complicated these get. How many, it already seems like you can do pretty basic stuff like rate of fire, and you can add that crazy kind of machine gun attachment, but like for other weapons, do these get like super complicated, or are they basically the same layout just for each weapon?
The same layout essentially, but you do find a lot of different stuff. Like here we have the plasma core, which is the same as the thing we had, the plasma cutter for the pistol.
Right.
But if we attach it here, it becomes a force gun, which is like your force shotgun from
Your
older
force
Dead Space
push.
games. Yes, your force push, but a shotgun. You can also add the Tesla core, which is now it's an electric. It's a line gun. Shoots electricity. What do we have for tips here? What would change that? Oh yeah, so this would turn it into the bola shots, which I don't know how to explain. This is like a weighted electricity beam or something. It shoots very different kinds of ammunition, whereas the diffraction Taurus produces the electric arc that spreads. So I'll shoot one guy and it spreads to other guys. And it's just, that's one item on one frame. And we can change it out to, let's go lower tool. What else do we have here? Oh, cool. We can add the rotator cuff to this. So now you have a line gun that rotates like a plasma cutter. Or we can add a plasma core to the bottom. Now our secondary fire, instead of a rotation device, is a force shotgun.
Now, do you feel like any of these power-ups, I know you're a little further than this, are making it too powerful?
I mean, it's Dead Space 3 is a lot different than Dead Space 1 and 2, right? Like, you're meant to be more aggressive, you're meant to be more powerful, and now, because of the co-op, there are two of you, so they do throw a lot more at you. The combat encounters are a lot harder, you're capable of a lot more thanks to these weapons. Like this here, you throw, what is this, the diffraction Taurus for the, I can't even keep up with myself, Andrew. For the plasma core, it turns it into different kinds of shotguns, different kind of knockback things. So this is more of a support item rather than an attack one, and if you're playing as player 2 Carver and I'm playing as player 1 Isaac, you can add different stuff to your weapons that will complement my playstyle. So maybe you want to have a weaker submachine gun that specifically is engineered to slow enemies down and have stasis coating, so that my rocket launcher, flamethrower, sniper rifle combo will take them down.
And I'm assuming there are enemies that are more susceptible to certain things.
I don't know, man. We'll have to wait and see.
Oh.
We'll have to wait and see.
Oh, a little tease.
Yeah.
I like that.
So we'll have more for you on Dead Space 3 at IGN in the coming weeks. Dead Space is almost out. It's almost not even weeks. It's almost singular, Andrew.
It's getting close.
February 5th.
Oh, my God.
For all things Dead Space up until February 5th. Be sure to keep it locked to IGN.